That's going to bring us to the next topic of the day that has to do with this as well. Seems like one of a director is teaming up with ScarJo. Seems like they are in agreement with each other, and he's going to be doing the Dune movie that we were just talking about as well. And so, why won't my mouse scroll up? Okay, 1 second. I'm trying to get this article together. It's not. I don't want to scroll right, but this is from the playlist right here. We got this article, and it says, okay, y'all see it's choppy. Denis Villeneuve, who is the director of Dune, the film we were just talking about, defends Scarlett Johansson's Disney lawsuit and wants theatrical exclusivity added to his future contracts. Says, I'm not going through this crap no more. We're going to have that all the T's crossed and all the I's dotted. This is bull crap. And I don't blame him because, you know, his film Dune that's going to come out. Was it November?
October 15th.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Gotcha. October 15th. You know, that was under the Warner Media banner, Warner Brothers, or AT&T. And that film was made specifically to be shot in theaters. But guys, this article is down in the description box if you want to read at your own leisure, whether you're watching this via live or the replay. I don't know why this article don't want to work, but it is giving me a hard time trying to scroll, but we're gonna work it out. Damn. Okay, here we go. Dune director Denis Villeneuve is starting to do various press for the upcoming film and was eventually asked about the Scarlett Johansson lawsuit by French-Canadian outlet La Presse, if I said that correctly. As you've likely heard, the lawsuit concerns Black Widow, the way it was given a hybrid release, theatrical and Disney Premier Access, and how the PVOD side is negatively impacting her potential box office bonus. Okay, you guys know that part. Let me see. I thought there was a quote in here I wanted to read. He continued by declaring a desire to put a theatrical exclusivity clause into his future film contracts. In addition, it is wrong to believe that the cinema on the big screen is not doing well, but the industry is on a roller coaster ride, which is at odds with Wall Street's desire for stability. And these platform subscriptions provide studios with fixed income. I have nothing against platforms. Quite the contrary. I agree there. They are an extraordinary tool to give us access to the memory of cinema. But a film's career must first start with the big screen. Agreed. From now on, I will also contractually require my films to be released exclusively in theaters. Exclusive. And so, guys, if you want to read further, you can. That is down in the description box below. But I agree with him 100%. He's like, this is not going to happen to me again. You know, y'all going to pull this fast one on us or whatever and release this on streaming. And there was no need to be for that to be in the contract because it never existed before. So I'm with him on that. OneTakeBigDog, how you feeling about Denis Villeneuve?
Oh yeah, I knew he was well. I think a lot of people. I think you go back and you ask a lot of the people who was involved in some of these Warner Brothers movies that got released on streaming, well, HBO Max as well as in theaters. They probably would have the same thoughts and probably would agree with Scarlett Johansson as well. And I knew Denis Villeneuve would be in this situation because Dune, a film like Dune, you expect that and you want that to be seen in theaters and in theaters first more than anything, and you got to kind of respect that, especially as as a filmmaker. That's what you made your movie for. Like I see if he signed on, it's just like, hey, this is going to like Netflix, this is going to HBO. No, he signed on for something. He figured it was going to be released in theaters where everybody, and that's how he made the film to be viewed in theater. And then Warner Brothers kind of like go behind you and be like, well, obviously, the situation was different, but it's like, are we actually going to release it on HBO Max as well at the same time? It's like, what? Like that kind of like changes everything that like you had planned, because a lot of people will just sit at home and watch it, and it's like it's the same day. Like that kind of like hurts that feeling you want to have when you want to give people a feeling of going to see your film in theaters. And how I think as all movie lovers, I think we all know that the feeling of watching a movie in a packed theater is so much different from sitting on your couch, and so he kind of feel robbed of that. And he's like, oh, Scarlett Johansson has every right to be mad at Disney. So I completely understand it.
Right on, right on. I agree, my brother. I agree, and I gotta address the troll in the chat right now, Larry. That's not true. Tell the truth. Tell the truth, Larry. I did not kick you out the club. I did not kick you out. Tell the truth, Larry. Tell the truth. That's
Tell the truth.
I did not kick you out the club. So Larry decided he didn't want to come back. You know, he made that decision himself. And so Maurice Streets talk about next topic. Let's see. Bring Barry, be nice. Okay. Let's see her. Elliot, how you feeling about this, my brother?
Yeah, well, again, this the Scarlett Johansson situation, this is what it's opening the door for not only actors looking at their contracts, but you know, Denis Villeneuve moving forward is like, no, you will not pull this on me again. You know, WB or whoever I work with in the future. You know, but you know, this is the thing too about this is the idea to me of I completely understand what Big Dog's talking about in regards to movies being made to be seen on the big screen, but also too, I would imagine when Denis Villeneuve got in the industry, the first thing that came to mind was I want my movie to be seen by everybody, no matter how it's been able to see on TV screens or in theaters. I just want my projects to be seen. But obviously, you get bigger, you shoot films that are meant to be, you know, shot in IMAX. It's obviously a different conversation. But for me personally, first time I saw Star Wars was at home, right, on a VHS tape. I didn't see it in theaters, but I was still able to, you know, love the characters and all this stuff and all this stuff. So it's always that side of the coin where it's just like, obviously we live in a completely different time now where we do, you know, indulge in watching binging shows that are, you know, cinema-like quality and obviously the pandemic that we're in and people have an opportunity to see it at home. So there's always that argument to be said. But as far as Denis saying as far as moving forward, I completely understand what you're saying. If he just wants his movies to be exclusively first seen in theaters, which to me still is a little bit of a you know, we're obviously in a situation, the pandemic, and him and you know, obviously Christopher Nolan have been very passionate about this conversation. But again, I don't know if their blinders are on, and I don't know if they're not realizing we're in the pandemic. Right. And again, you want as many people to see your film as possible. So it's a slippery slope, man. Again, the artist wants to be able to his content to be seen the way it was intended, but at the same time, for the artist to be said, this is obviously a different time that we're living in. So again, obviously it's going to be on HBO Max and theaters at the same time. But again, I do applaud him for at least saying moving forward, I wanted it to be first seen in theaters first. But again, man, we're living in a completely different time than you know, what it was back in the day. So we'll see, man.
I honestly wonder, like, my bad, V.
No, you got it. You got it.
I wonder, like, what they would, as far as Christopher Nolan and like Denis Villeneuve, like, what they would have wanted to happen. Would they have wanted their film to get pushed back more?
Yes.
Or like, because at the same time, Dune is an expensive film, super expensive film. So Warner Brothers can only wait so long, and like you have a lot of money invested in this, and like they're trying to like get their money however they can, and like you said, bro, we are living in unprecedented times. Stuff we never thought would happen in like our lifetimes. We're still kind of reacting to certain things on the fly. Things are changing daily, you know, as far as like the number. I mean, we get different variants of this thing. Like stuff is changing completely. So I understand. I think I understand. I get where they're coming from 100%. But I think they also need to kind of just realize like we're in a different spot. If everything was normal or what we consider normal and this happened, you have a bigger argument. But consider the fact that it's not at all, you know. Then you kind of gotta like, you know, you gotta get some leeway to certain things, and certain things were unexpected. I mean, granted, I'm pretty sure when they was making this movie, they had no idea we was gonna end up in a pandemic. So
right.
That's such a great point that OneTake brings up. I would love to have someone ask Denis Villeneuve and Christopher Nolan, what would be the alternative? What would you like? That's such a great question. I think someone mentioned in the chat that maybe the idea maybe to make both sides happy is release it exclusively in theaters for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I think Latrice brought it up, and then drop it on streaming. But again, that's the other side of the business. It's a business. They want to be able to obviously take advantage of that opening weekend. So it's a slippery slope, man. It is a very difficult scenario to be in.
Right on. Real James said, I think it's time for studio directors and actors to change their perspective on how films are released. The industry is changing, and they either got to get with it or get left behind. I agree.
Yeah.
But if you're going to do that, the key thing about his comment is the studios, directors, and actors, all these people, they need to come together and have a conversation. You know, Warner Media didn't do that. You know, release it without talking to nobody. What the F? You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. So good comment, James. His information is down in my description box as well. And he is over on my channel tab too. What I was gonna say is, and OneTakeBigDog, as you stated, yeah, this is an expensive ass film, Dune. Do y'all think this had potential to be a well, before I say that, I knew nothing about Dune until the trailer first came out, and somebody had to let me know. Either in my comments or like when I do a trailer reaction, I always go to IMDb and look up stuff about the film just so I can be surprised and react to that as well. I didn't know that Star Wars was influenced by this. And so that, you know, of course, we all know Star Wars is big. So that I want to pose the question: do y'all think that this could have been $1 billion film worldwide if it was, you know, if it was in normal times? And also, like, if they were to delay the film another 6 to 8 months or a year, would the studios really lose that much money? Would it sit on the shelf? And also, like, would it be worth it if it's a potential $1 billion film? You know, anybody can jump in on that.
As far as it being a $1 billion film, I definitely think it's possible. We still haven't seen the film. We don't even know if it's good yet.
Right. Assuming it is.
Yeah, I think it definitely has that potential. Just because I'm just like you, I had no idea what Dune was, and then I saw the trailer. I think the trailer more than anything got me like, I'm like, okay, this looks damn good. And then I'm looking at like Denis Villeneuve, and I seen his work. But somebody mentioned something in the chat a minute ago. Denis Villeneuve has not really made anything that made a lot of money. Like Blade Runner 2049, I think it's a spectacular film. Did not make a lot of money. So it's, but I think Dune with I mean the fact that like it's based off of a novel, I want to say, so it has that going for itself. So it has the potential. So hey.
Kind of crap the bed, but that was
the slippery slope here.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Elliot, you got anything about, you know, on that or whatever? Or?
Yeah, man. No, this is so I'm pretty familiar with Dune. Saw the 1984 Dune. The book's been on my reading list for a while, the Frank Herbert book. And like you said, Brandon, yes, it's not only Star Wars but Star Trek and a lot of sci-fi films and different sci-fi things that we got, and it inspired those type of stories. So it's a very interesting story, you know, spice and obviously going to Arrakis and it's Star Wars and Game of Thrones essentially is kind of the foundation of what you can expect. It's a lot of houses, a lot of politics, but it's also a lot of sci-fi elements, you know, space worms and different, you know, things of that nature to kind of explore. So it's a very fascinating, interesting story. But I think, to be honest with you, to answer your $1 billion question, I don't think this movie, regardless of this incredible cast, and Denis Villeneuve is my favorite director, but like what they say,
really,
he doesn't. Yeah, he's easily. I mean, Arrival, Blade Runner 2049, Prisoners, Enemy. I mean, the list goes on. I think Sicario. This man is like masterpiece films for me. So I'm a big Denis Villeneuve fan. But to the point, I think it's a very, very dense subject matter. This is, again, it is, you know, Star Wars-esque, but again, Star Wars had a little bit more of that, you know, open market type of you know, storytelling and it can be more inviting than what a Dune type of story is. But it's a very dense story, which unfortunately only kind of maybe attracts certain audiences, which I think that's why they brought in the whole idea of bringing in Timothée Chalamet, Zendaya, Josh Brolin. These are all people that have been in billion-dollar movies, Oscar Isaac, all that stuff. So I think that was their, like, we know this is a dense subject matter, so let's bring in some stars that might bring in some people to the seats. Because unfortunately, I love Blade Runner 2049, but Ryan Gosling isn't a billion-dollar man, right? Doesn't bring in that type of dollars. Even Harrison Ford, you know, one of the greatest actors of our time, isn't bringing people into seats. So I think that obviously had a little bit of going to it. So I never thought this film was going to be $1 billion, but I think it was going to be successful. I still think it will be successful, but I never thought it would be like $1 billion film, to be honest with
you. What's up, Dad? Larry, no, it don't make money like that. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get that. You still got the big production budget, and if you send it to streaming, how is he gonna make that money back, Larry?
Yeah. And Zia, I agree. I agree with that comment. I'm interested in it, but somebody said something about it's too niche or something.
But at the same time, I kind of feel like I think it like, and this is me going on a limb, but you get like tether it back a little bit. Now, as far as if things were normal, I'm thinking this thing had the potential to be something like a Avatar. Now I know Avatar, what Avatar did is like the graphics and everything that also played a big part in it. But I do think this is one of those films that like a lot of people will see, and like I think the word of mouth get to certain people, and I think over time it'll be like consistent in the box office where like the weekend dips aren't as big. I feel like that's something this film could potentially be.
Right on. I got you. I'm just trying to look at these comments. Oh, man. No real man. All right. Well, let's go ahead and move on to the next topic. Again, guys, if you are interested in reading that, there's a link to that article down in the description box below. And yes, we got 3 topics left.